Welcome to the Ask Jordan podcast, answering your questions about selling on Amazon. Now, in his skivvies, because his wife wears the pants, from Long Island, New York, here's your host, Jordan Malik.
Hello there, Amazon sellers. My name is Jordan Malik. I'm your host of the Ask Jordan podcast. Welcome to our 104th episode. I've been doing this since March of 2015, almost a year and a half or so. Our 104th episode. Thank you so much for listening. I do appreciate you, the fact that you listen, because there's a lot of experts all of a sudden out there. A lot of podcasts, a lot of spreecasts, YouTube videos, and everybody claiming to be an expert. So the fact that you listen to me, every episode we get over 2,000 listeners. Downloads or listens are combined over 2,000. So if you combine it everywhere, we're on iTunes, we're on YouTube, we're on Stitcher, we're on podbay.fm. We get over 2,000 downloads per listen. So thank you. I do appreciate the fact that you listen and the fact that you're loyal. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. This is the podcast where we only answer your questions about selling on Amazon. Now, every episode, we answer a different question from you, the listener, about selling on Amazon. If you miss an episode, hey, that's all right. Head over to askjordan.net. You'll see our recent episodes there. There's a link to our archives. Remember, you can find us on podbay.fm, Stitcher, iTunes. Just do a search for Ask Jordan. You'll find us there. You'll also find all our episodes on YouTube as well. Go to YouTube and type in Ask Jordan Podcast. You'll find our episodes there. If you want to hear your voice on an episode and get 7 of my best-selling ebooks 100% free, I'm going to tell you how to do that after we answer today's question. I want to do a little bit of housekeeping first. If you have ever wondered how to successfully import products, cheaply import products from China, how to select and source products from China and have them imported for your Amazon or eBay business, I'm going to be showing you how to do that for free. Go to jordanmalik.com/webinar. We have a live webinar in early November 2015, jordanmalik.com/webinar. It's coming up. So I'm recording this late October, and I'm co-hosting it with a famous company called Startup Bros. They are the ones that are actually running the webinar, and it's very, very good, and it's 100% free. So you don't have to pay anything to learn, and they're going to show you how to decide if a product is worth sourcing and exactly how to negotiate and set up a importing business, importing that product for you to sell on Amazon and eBay. You're going to be surprised at how inexpensive it is to get started importing products to sell on Amazon or eBay. So join me, please, because I'll be there live. I'll be helping them answer questions. jordanmalik.com/webinar. And that link for that free webinar, and we're going to be giving away prizes too, gadgets, I think Apple Watches, some gift cards, etc. jordanmalik.com/webinar. The link, jordanmalik.com/webinar, will be in the show notes for this episode as well. Also, I want you to know there's a post I put up on my blog recently. It's the October 4th post. If you go to jordanmalik.com/blog or just go to askjordan.net, it'll take you to the same place. You can do a search in the search box for Amazon Seller Rep. It's the October 4th post. And I summarized an Amazon seller representative, a support representative, answered a lot of questions about what it's like working as an Amazon seller support rep. And those of you who are beginning or intermediate or even advanced Amazon sellers are going to want to read that summary that I put on my blog. It's the October 4th, 2015 post. The reason why I say that is it's very interesting. Depending on how much time you spend online in like user forums or Facebook groups, or how much time you spend engaged talking to other Amazon sellers, you're going to see little spikes here and there of people getting suspended, or people getting their product revoked, or people getting their product banned from Amazon, or an Amazon seller rep sending them a notification for something. There's a little bit of a pandemic occurring where people are completely flipping out when they get these notices from Amazon. And not the listeners of this podcast, but there's a percentage of sellers who are mishandling things when they get such notifications. So the biggest takeaway from me reading this interview from this Amazon seller support rep was the percentage of, not that he doesn't express a percentage, but there's a good portion of sellers who are not polite. And, I've always said in all my materials that being polite with Amazon seller support goes a long way, and overreacting and swearing and threatening people is not the way to go. But you'd be surprised at how many sellers do that. So if you want to stay in the Amazon good graces and stay as a good standing seller, you always want to be polite. Read that interview. It's on my blog, jordanmalik.com/blog, the October 4th post. Today's question is from Grant. Go ahead, Grant.
Hi, Jordan. My name is Brent Rusk. I'm new to selling on Amazon. Just literally have my store set up and have been looking at private label information and trying to figure out my first product. But I love what you're doing in the arbitrage area. My question is, I have a couple of people approach me that have sports memorabilia, and they don't want to set up their own Amazon stores, but because it's already out there, they want me to sell for them. Is this something that you would consider doing? To me, it looks like it's another area to sourcing, but I'm just trying to work out all the bugs for that, or basically trying to figure out how to work it out, maybe like a royalty or something. But anyway, I'm grateful I found your podcast. Been listening for a great while, and thankful for the information that you're putting out. And any answers or response you can give, or something's already on your site, that'd really be a big help. Thanks.
Grant, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Okay, so a couple of different things going on here. Generally speaking, sports, let me just get this out of the way. Sports memorabilia, if you're talking about sports memorabilia, like things that are signed by, a sports celebrity, signed by Babe Ruth, basketball signed by Michael Jordan, that kind of thing, Amazon is probably not the best platform for that. The best platform for that, I think, would be eBay. So that's the first thing, is that you want to consider the listing platform. You probably want to reconsider that if you're actually going to pursue that. I think sports memorabilia is best suited for eBay. Now, I'm not a sports fan. There may also be very popular sports memorabilia sites that let people go on and post their products. They get a lot of traffic, but I don't know. I would think that eBay is the place for that. Amazon is really not, in my opinion, ideal for one-of-a-kind collector items. That said, let's talk a little bit about what you're referring to in terms of a business model. You said a sports memorabilia company is coming to you, asking them to sell their products. And let's just stick with Amazon for a minute, because I've kind of this has kind of been a topic I've covered on a YouTube video, but not in a podcast before. I really personally dislike handling sales for other companies. Essentially, we're talking about consignment here, whether or not you're holding the product itself. When a company comes to me to say, Jordan, I need your help selling our product on eBay or Amazon, I generally 99 out of 100 times shy away from that. And I'll tell you there's really two major reasons behind that. The two major reasons why I personally shy away from it. The first one is that there is always a huge, in my opinion, a huge discrepancy between what a owner of merchandise is willing to pay, or what the owner of the merchandise thinks the products are worth, versus the reality. Most successful, let's just talk about eBay by comparison. Most successful eBay folks who will sell somebody else's products on consignment usually don't do it without taking 40 or 50% of the selling price in most cases. If you're the owner of those products, let's say the sports memorabilia products, and they approached you, Grant, and said, would you sell this? And you said, yeah, but I need to take 40%. It's really going to be 40% to be worth your while, 40 to 50%. They're probably going to say, no way. They're going to think that you should be taking 5%, 10%. And in my opinion, unless you got high volume of a product, if they've got 10,000 baseballs all signed by Babe Ruth, that's an exaggeration. Let's say if they've got 100 pairs of Michael Jordan sneakers that are all identical, all with an autograph, then I can understand you selling the same product. It's one listing. You got 100 pairs of something. Then I can understand taking a 10, 15, 20% cut. In most cases, people have one-off items, one this, one that. The successful consigners that are still in business will take 40 to 50% of that. That is one huge challenge for people who want to enter the consignment business selling other people's products. The other challenge is I don't like businesses where I have to manage a client. Now, I'm a little biased in this because before I struck out on my own, I was in the client management business, managing advertising, online advertising for clients. And I dislike that a lot because you're not going to be able to have a sustainable business with just one client. You're probably going to need several. And when you have several clients, you're kind of their go-to person for everything that revolves around selling that product for them. So, for instance, I'll talk about myself, and I'll pretend that I've got 5 different clients I'm selling products for on Amazon. That's 5 different people emailing me and calling me saying, how come my price is not the lowest? How come this competitor has their product placed higher? What are pay-per-click ads? I just looked at my invoice. There's a shipping charge of $6.95. How did I get that? Question after question after question. And to me, that is not how I want to spend my time. But I'm a different person in that regard. There may be, for every person like me who says don't get into the consignment business / selling products for other people, there's probably another person who says it's the greatest business that ever existed. I do not like being beholden to others. My experience with that comes from people who have contacted me to say, full-blown businesses selling, they have their products already online in some capacity, and they're doing, $500,000 a year, $1 million a year, $2 million a year. And they say, I need help, Jordan. My product isn't selling on Amazon. Can you help me? And I'll say, sure. Here's a few things wrong. I'll give them some information for free. I'll say, here's a few things wrong with your listing. And then I'll say, if you want me to fix those things, it will cost you X amount. And my X amount is extremely reasonable. It's like $1,000 or less. And that in the scheme of things, that's somebody who's starting out selling on Amazon, that may sound high, but these people already have full-fledged businesses, and the fee that I'm asking of them is very small compared to the amount of performance that I can increase for them. And they all get sticker shock and run away with the tail between their legs. $1,000, So that is why getting in the business, when people want help, 95% of them don't want to pay the going market rate for it. No matter whether you're talking about true consignment, where they have the product themselves and you're selling it for them, or if you're talking about taking the product in for them and then selling it for them and then paying them afterwards or whatever. That's a business model that I steer far away from. Now, there's a person named Dan Hollings, who's an expert, who partnered with a mentor of mine, Jim Cockrum, and they came out with a program called Proven Product Partnering. I think I'm saying that correctly. Proven Product Partnering. I get no money by referring you to them. And the key person offering that program, his name is Dan Hollings, he teaches you how to approach businesses who already have a product on Amazon or don't have they're an e-commerce company without their product on Amazon, and how to strike a partnership with them where you don't actually physically touch the physical goods. You're just kind of managing their Amazon presence for them. They're doing the shipping, or the shipping the product to directly to the consumer, or they're shipping the product direct to Amazon. You're kind of managing their account for them. And he and I disagree on the validity of the business model. He's an honest person. He's made the model work for himself. He manages Amazon accounts for other companies and claims he takes 25% of the take. I'm not sure if that's 25% of sales, 25% of the profits. I don't know. I am so highly allergic to that business model that I will not touch it. I won't get near it because of the ensuing nightmares I have of managing other clients with unrealistic expectations. So is there a possibility for somebody to actually make a killing doing that business model, selling products for other people? There probably is. I'm not convinced. I haven't discovered it yet. So I advise you, if you want to explore it, go look at Proven Product Partnering. Again, I don't make any money by referring you to that link, provenproductpartnering.com. Not my cup of tea. There's so much opportunity for sourcing products yourself or doing any other type of revenue generation for selling products on Amazon that's not a business model that I can recommend at this time, because I just don't feel comfortable with it. And I think many people would concur. You know what it reminds me of, Grant, is the local marketing. 5 years ago, there was a huge craze in providing local marketing services to area businesses, like a sports memorabilia shop, like a pizza parlor, like a lawyer, like a dentist. And there was such a push from companies that were providing services for that. They were saying, hey, Grant, I will teach you how to provide mobile marketing solutions to area businesses. Buy my ebook or platform for $59 or $199. And I'll give you all the tools that you need to use to have a business yourself providing marketing services to your local area businesses, dentists, lawyers, pizza shops, etc. There was such a craze and a big cash in. And the reality was, and some people may disagree with me on this, the reality of this is that the businesses that people are targeting with these local marketing services, which I've actually tried before, if I went to local area businesses to try to sign them up to pay X amount of dollars for my marketing expertise or whatever, that is a fire waiting to happen, because most local businesses have no idea what's involved in marketing their businesses successfully. So for whatever idea you present or whatever dollar that you ask them to spend, there comes a litany of questioning and scrutiny, and it's not a match for me. So that's what the consignment business reminds me of, or this proven product partnering that I mentioned reminds me of, is the local marketing business where the only people that are making money are the people that are selling the programs for the marketers themselves. The marketers, the local marketers themselves, meaning people like me, are buying these tools or buying these info guides, and they're going out and they're hitting a brick wall because, getting local businesses to A, spend the money, and B, to understand what is entailed with them doing marketing correctly, to me is like it's impossible. And some people will tell you that have done this for a few years, that have done local business marketing. They'll say, Jordan, I got out because it was like talking to a brick wall. So Grant, that was kind of my very long answer, and I hope that answers your question. Grant gets all 7 of my ebooks about selling on Amazon and eBay. Grant, just go to AskJordan.net. Near the upper right-hand corner, there is a small envelope icon. You can send me an email. Click on that envelope icon. Send me an email so I know where to send your ebooks to. And if you, the listener, if you want to submit a question to the podcast and have a chance to win all my best-selling ebooks like Grant, call 516-619-6654. That's 516-619 or go to AskJordan.net and scroll down, look for the directions on submitting your question. Hey, thanks for listening. This has been the Ask Jordan podcast. I'll see you again in our next episode.